Biggs and Boggs.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome. No, that was good.
I was waiting for it. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Your Future Hand with Biggs and Boggs. I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
Happy New Year, Julian.
Happy New Year.
Good to be back. It's been a little while. We missed you guys, dealing with holidays and all that sort of stuff. We hope you had a good time. Julian, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. Quiet time. Snowed in.
Quiet time.
Snowed in.
That's good. That's good. Well, welcome back to the show, folks. Thanks for viewing. We're happy to have you. And so let's get right into it, Julian. What are we up to today, and how can we plan for tomorrow?
Today, we're going to go over the markets, just the overall markets, see where we're at with Bitcoin. Obviously, we know things are trending down, so we'll do a little bit of a market scope to start, and then just kind of maybe talk about what January could look like for us, and then.
It is a new year, so let's give our year prediction. Let's kind of like.
Predictions. Everyone wants the damn predictions.
It.
So maybe we'll do a little prediction here. Thanks very much for following. If you're joining us here today, please drop a like for us. If you can, drop a comment. And let us know you're watching. And that'd be great.
Let's grow together. Okay, so market scope.
Let's do a little bit of a market scope. So what I'm looking at right now is last update, we were around $42,000, and I talked about us potentially trickling a little bit lower, and that's what happened. I think we found a bottom of $40,500, and I think we double tapped that on the 4-hour chart actually. So now today, Sunday, as we enter the week close, we did get a nice little pump this morning, actually getting us back above this $42,000 range, which we wanted to see. So the rejection point that we were facing was about $42,200. We're now above that, looking like we're going to close the week above $42,000 here. So what I'm looking for now is just us holding this support above $42,000. But I do believe that we still have the potential for lower price action this month. And I have been talking about the potential of $38,000, but it seems for now that $40,500 is a strong support. So I don't know if we will break 40,000, but if we do, we're looking for 38,000, kind of an ultimate bottom there. But if we can hold this price here above 42,000 and start this week really strong and not get a dump on us Monday, Tuesday, then I think we'll be back to 44.8. And not too.
Yeah, what Monday is what we're going to be looking for sure.
Yeah.
Weekend pump, not necessarily a good thing.
So that's what we're looking for now. Just holding this $42,000 range. The EMAs have crossed in a negative way. We've had some bearish crosses happen.
But is the bear market going to play out like the last one? That's
right.
The big question. That's what everybody wants to know.
Right. So I don't believe so. I think like I was talking in the last update, actually, we had a lot of people book their profits. So we have all this institutional investment that have to book profits at the end of the year. So they distributed some of their Bitcoin to the retail investors, and it's really unfortunate to see when those things happen. You have all these new people come in and pump the price of the market up, while these institutional investors take their profits and distribute their coins into the market and kind of back off some of their positions. So,
which means they sell to pay off the people that they've borrowed money from, basically.
100%.
So
yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah. So basically, what we're expecting or hoping, I guess, is to see something different in 2022 than we saw in 2018.
Right.
And for reasons being, I personally feel like it's very similar. I remember hype was high then. Hype is certainly high now. And there's many more apps, many more commercials. The technology is caught up, much better. But still, I still thought at this time in 2018 that we were gonna turn back around. You know what I mean?
So I don't believe that this turnaround is going to happen as quickly as people think. So the terrible thing about this is that people are so confident in these areas and Bitcoin just going up that no matter where it lands, people immediately jump back into high leverage. So we fell from 55 to 45, and the leverage just sat there and stacked at 45,000. The leverage got super high, and the house always wins. So the leverage gets high. Binance or whoever, the whales,
all
whatever,
the exchanges,
they all crash the price.
So the reason
Binance buys 43,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, with the reason why you see a lot of the prices move together is because it's the exchanges that are moving around.
And we're seeing that now too, again, now at $42,000.
Yeah.
The leverage just increasing right away because everyone's just trying to get
fear and greed
rich.
is at 10 or lower, which is record actually.
But the thing that I'm looking at now, especially with that last crash, so now we're in January, people think the crashes are over, so they load up on the leverage, and then the price goes down even further. So people need to understand that the big institutional money may have taken profits at the end of the year, but they're still holding large percentage of Bitcoin, right? So now it's January, it's Q1. They can start their year with profits selling off stuff they still bought in the beginning of 2021 or accumulated through 2021. So they can start their year by distributing some of the Bitcoin they're holding to accumulate more at lower prices. So they're booking profits by selling into 2022 in Q1, and then they can still accumulate cheaper Bitcoin and rake in more profits for the end of this year. So I believe that we're going to see more of an equity style investment with Bitcoin, and it'll be just that. So they may be distributing some of their coin into the market today, which is bringing us from 45 down to 42K, 40K. And then, February, March, and maybe even a little bit, it could even be later than that, is when we'll start to see another market phase.
Typically I think it is March that tends to be the worst month for crypto in history.
Right.
So every single, no matter what run we're in, even in 2020 when it wasn't necessarily a bull run just yet, there was a huge crash, but that's basically what started the bull run. This current bull run. 2020 is when there was a good crash, March 2020. Of course, everything crashed March 2020, so that's typical. But this March 2020 this 2022, is that going to be the same as all the other Marches? And that's really what we have to pay attention to. Obviously, nobody knows, but you really want to. Basically, we're looking to find our position. And I think on the other, in the middle of March is where you're going to really want to find your position here.
Right.
Whether you're going to be starting to put in a little bit more or starting to put in a little bit less. We do know this is going to be a long-term game.
End of March 2018, it would have been a great
So I don't recommend, not putting in and pulling out and walking away, because I didn't pull out and walk away, but I also just stopped putting in through 2018 and 2019 and just was like, oh, well, whatever. And that's what I failed to do, and I won't do again, because if I had been doing dollar cost averaging since 2017, this backdrop would probably be something like, I don't know, it'd be much nicer. Those are some great years. That's what I did in 2018 and 2019 was tour and shit. So that was fun. But we're here now.
So
and we're not going to make the same mistake again.
But I don't think we're going to have that long drawn out bear market that they had before. In the previous cycles. I believe that the money's going to come back a lot sooner. And like things like all the developments happening and Web3 developments and metaverse and all of this other stuff, it's not just going to slow down because of Bitcoin cycles anymore. You know what I mean? They're going to continue to hype these projects. They're going to continue to push these new exchanges on the sports networks and all these different things. You know what I mean? Like the media hype and attention is still here. So we should be talking about ways that we can be accumulating more of our favorite projects and how we can earn some passive income on these projects moving forward in 2022. So we should be, now we want to start talking to you guys about things like staking, stable coins and their returns and other ways that you can earn passive income while accumulating your coins.
Yes,
for
by
the
that
next,
he means
for the next
you hold your coins on a certain network. You're giving that network value. You're stabilizing that network by holding your coins there, so they will pay you APY acquired, or was it interest per year acquired?
You get a reward in kind for the coin you're holding. So if it's Bitcoin, then you stake Bitcoin in say, let's just keep it simple. So if you're staking Bitcoin in Binance Exchange and it's 4% interest or whatever, you're getting your paid reward in Bitcoin for keeping the network secure, or Ethereum, et cetera, et cetera.
And of course, they use the money that you stake to trade, just like a bank would. But at this, but there's some that you can lock in. There's some that you can be flexible, and obviously the ones that you lock in, you get higher rates and all this sort of stuff. But
so you're paid for the amount. You're paid in interest for the amount of coin that you hold for that network. So if you continuously buy in these bear markets and continuously to dollar cost average and continue to stake, when you have that larger sum of those coins, when the next time that coin runs up, You know what I mean?
You make the money off what you're holding. The cool thing about staking is a lot of the time your staking rewards will go to a separate wallet. So because you'll have the amount that you were staking and it'll be locked in or be whatever, it'll be in your earn wallet. And then what you get paid will actually go into your spot wallet. And so when your spot wallet hits $10, you can reinvest it. It's usually around $10. Every coin's different. Some of them are $1. It depends on the value of the coin. But anyways, once you hit a certain period, you can compound your interest and compound your interest. And eventually you can get to a point where you're literally compounding your interest every day. And then that's when that's when shit gets real.
I think people should know and understand stable coins too. So myself, and especially coming into 2022, I'm now starting to accumulate the coins that I want, and I'm going to stake these coins. But my staking interest, I'm actually going to move into stable coins. So stable coins pay between 10 and 20.
Yeah, they pay a higher rate right now.
They pay between 10 and 20%. And a stable coin always fluctuates with the US dollar. So USDT, for example, is tethered to the US dollar. So wherever the US dollar value is where your USDC is going to be, your USDT, your BUSD.
How do they do that?
It's through treasuries and
So I'll tell you how they do that. They make sure that there is one coin for every dollar. So whenever the Fed or whatever puts money into the US dollar system, then they print the USDT or the Tether or whatever. And the best thing about that is that it's all in the blockchain and it's all completely transparent. So if you're following Tether, you can be like, $50 billion just got put into the system again.
And actually, 750 million USDT was just transferred.
Yeah, it's like weekly they are putting aggressively large amounts of money into the system, and that's another thing that you should be keeping your eye on too, because it is affecting everything.
So there was 750 million.
Very good to pay attention to.
750 million USDT just recently printed and exchanged to Binance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these you're buying your coin, you're staking your coin, you're earning interest on that coin. But that interest you could be putting into a stable coin. So that's a way to secure your profits. So you take your profits from your staking interest. You never have to sell your coins. You put that into USDT or myself personally, I'm looking at the Luna network right now on the Anchor protocol, because for UST, they're actually on the Anchor protocol. You're actually getting 20% return on your stable coin right now, which
sounds ridiculous. And you're probably like, oh, that's crazy. Why is that? It is crazy. It's high. It's the reason why it's high is because they're trying to start something. They're trying to get people in, and the more secure it gets, the lower the interest rates will get because they're not going to need the initial upfront, right? This is an investment, right? You are literally giving your tokens, your value to another program or person or whatever, and they're going to try and grow it. They're going to use it to try and grow it. That's what everything is about these days. It doesn't matter what it's crypto or business, real estate, whatever. That's what it's all about. And they're basically trusting you, and they're going to be giving you huge amounts because they have to make it worth it for you, right?
Yeah.
And so that's how it works. So in the beginning, when you get on these ones early, you're going to see high interest rates, and some of them might not work out, but that's the high risk, high reward thing, right? So if you want to get in early, it's a good, that's how people get rich in a year on crypto, is getting in on these early things and then and putting a few $1,000s in. And that's another thing too, is you can just put a few $1,000s into these things and it can get turned into $100,000 real quick.
Yeah. And right now, when the fear is super high, I mean, I don't even think I've seen the fear index.
I've never seen it this low.
It's at. Yeah, it's crazy. So right now, I mean, it's a scary time to buy, but this is the good opportunity to start setting ourselves up for those next massive runs. So yes, it might go a little bit lower, but this is why we're dollar cost averaging into our coins. This is why we're looking at staking. So every time I buy some of the new coin, I'm only into a couple of projects right now. And to be transparent, I'm just in BTC and ADA is the only things that I'm dollar cost averaging into right now. Personally, that's just me.
I'm into BTC, ETH, and have some Cardano and some Atom, but I'm just staking the Cardano and the Atom, and then using and compounding interest on those coins, and then dollar cost averaging into ETH and Bitcoin, and also earning interest on those too, but at a lower rate on a smaller exchange, on a more established exchange that I can trust.
Yeah. So everything that I buy gets staked, and then everything that will get paid into my interest. Into my spot wallet, I'm going to start moving into stable coins and taking some staking, taking some rewards.
And so
just
to touch again on the fear and greed thing, this is when we need to be paying attention. This is when the majority of people will get scared away or panic out and just say, "Peace, I'm out." This is when you need to be paying attention. You make your money when you buy. If that makes no sense to you, it's because you just think about it. You think, oh, you make your money when you sell. Well, no. If you hold on to it and you never sell, then you're not going to make any money, because that's a lot of people's things, like, oh, it's now it's below where I bought, so now I just got to hold it or I'm going to sell. Well, yeah, that's basically your only choice. But if you're not paying attention when the market's down like it is now, then you're going to miss that opportunity. So you make the money when you buy. So you need to watch it. It's fun watching it go up, and it sucks watching it go down. But if you are smart and you know what to do, as you watch it go down, the further and further it goes, the more you start to lick your chops, because you're like, oh yeah, okay, like I am gonna crush when Bitcoin hits. If Bitcoin hits 20K, I'm probably taking a mortgage out on the house.
Well, but that's true, right?
You just don't get lost, right?
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. That's why again, dollar cost averaging in whatever you can afford per week. Just pay attention and watch, and think long term. Always think long term, and always be happy if you can buy Bitcoin for cheaper. Just be happy that you can do that, because we are in an era where Bitcoin is affordable for everybody. And just like any other market that the human race has had to deal with, eventually it will be out of reach for the majority of people.
And I think that's another reason that the price gets pushed down by whales too, is that the retail hype didn't really get as strong. I don't think it got as strong as they wanted it to last year, and they need to build that hype again. And if Bitcoin's at 70K or 80K, not a lot of people at home with their $10, $20, $30, $40, $200, $500 are going to be jumping into Bitcoin. They're going to be going to other projects, right? So now where the whales are, where they've got their big bags stacked, they're going to have to bring those prices down to hopefully be able to build that retail.
Exactly, because they don't want to push people away or else they lose completely, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm personally hoping for 40K being the bottom, but that's what we're looking at. And the
38 to 40K range is definitely...
Yeah.
Like with the head and shoulders, basically, that's been playing out on the daily or weekly even. It's pretty, it would make a lot of sense. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised to see it go lower than 38 though. Like, if I saw 35, I would be quite surprised, because that would be the next range-ish, right?
So this to me, this range bottoms out at 38. Now, I think there was some YouTubers that said that if it drops below 37, that's when they're actually going to sell their bags. That's like one of the biggest YouTubers.
Which makes no sense.
Which doesn't make any sense to me. Why would he ride it all the way back down to 37 before selling his bag? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But so I'm looking at 38K being the bottom. And even after we had that, we had multiple crashes there last year. And when 30, I think the last time we came down to this range, we wicked to 39.5 before pumping 40% into October and November there. So I'm hoping for 40,500 being the bottom. But this is why I'm starting to accumulate more. And I didn't sell any. Actually, I took a little. I had a little bit of profit. I actually had to take out at the end of November, and I didn't even want to do that. I actually had to take some money out, and then it would actually ended up being a good thing, because we're way back down. But other than that, I haven't sold any of my crypto, and I don't plan on selling any of my crypto. I'm actually stacking the bags bigger now, and I'm looking at staking. This is why we want to talk about staking more. So if you got on board and you got on board into Coinbase or something like that, that's great. Coinbase is definitely still my on-ramp that I move fiat through, but I'm moving it to Binance now. Binance has the best staking rates, in my opinion. They have the most coins available to stake.
And plus the percentage for how stable the network is pretty good. Like,
and if you're in a proof of stake with Binance, that's you can't have your crypto hacked or stolen. Like they're
the number one decentralized exchange.
Yeah,
but still decentralized. So
yeah,
the government can still mess with things, but they're pretty solid.
It's pretty solid. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, there's always that rare chance that something could happen, but I'm personally not worried about it. So anyway, staking on Binance. And
exactly. You want to buy when it's low, so there's no reason to stop buying at this point. You want to buy when it's low. So if the way I look at it and the way I do it is like we dollar cost average all the way down, and then it doesn't really matter where the bottom is, because we're doing it the whole way down. And then eventually, once it starts coming back up again, then you can start to dollar cost average out if you want to, and start pulling money out on your way up slowly. Never sell. Don't buy it all here and try and sell it all here. Like, it's not about time in the market. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. So
yeah, and that's exactly what the whales are doing too. Is dollar cost averaging, like you said, on the way in and the way out. That's why you see these accumulation patterns at the bottom and those big distribution patterns at the top, right? And that's a great strategy too. Dollar cost average on the way out as well. If
you need to, if that's your plan, you don't. I mean, I'm thinking on the way out, on the way up, or the way out for me is going to be a little bit down the way. I don't know. It
I don't
depends.
plan on selling any Bitcoin for 5 years.
No, you got to compound your interest until it's worth it, right? Until your staking rewards are making you $1,000, you know, every couple days or whatever. And there's no point to.
Yeah, but the smaller coins, like when I'm looking at, I get heavily into gaming and stuff like that. I'm still into some gaming projects now. Actually, the one gaming project I still hold, I bought at 11 cents. It pumped to 26 cents, and now it's at 10 cents. So I'm like, I'm going to buy more. I'm not really too worried about it. You know what I mean? Coming down that far.
That's what happens with any new project.
Yeah. But I'm actually gonna buy more because I'll just double down on my investment because I know it's going to go back to 26 cents, right? So with the gaming ones though, I know I'm going to take profits out of that if it goes back.
The only thing I'm worried about with the gaming tokens is I think that there's no doubt about it. They've definitely been overheated. The question is who overheated them? Because I'm pretty confident that it wasn't people that are actually gaming and using these tokens that were pumping the prices to where they are.
No.
Or where they were. So that's why, like, I know you're right about the fact that they're obviously going to keep working on things. They're going to keep developing. They're going to keep growing. But I don't think that the money that we see into it, maybe now or even a couple weeks ago, months ago, is the money that is going to sustain it, right? They were literally just, I'm in, I'm out. So it's really hard for me. That's why I don't do any of those.
Yeah, but those people that are going in and out of these projects, they do that based on the marketing of that project. And these projects aren't going to stop marketing and doing these things just because Bitcoin was done.
Well, just like anything these days, they actually help with the marketing of the product. It's all. So I mean, the world is what it is. These
metaverse projects, and with how much development is happening with Web3 and things like that, I don't think we're gonna see that stop. So whoever's pushing their product the most is where the money's going to go. So we need to, if you want to look at metaverse projects, we need to learn where the money's being allocated. And if it's we see Bitcoin pump and the gaming go stagnant, but anytime that we saw Bitcoin stagnant, the gaming tokens ran. So people who, you know, follow these things and been around for a while and follow the marketing of these projects and the storylines of these projects, they know where that money's going to go when Bitcoin's cooling off, right? So that's an impossible thing to time, but that was what I observed last year, is that anytime Bitcoin and the market was cooling off, those gaming tokens ran, and then vice versa.
Which is probably why they were why Bitcoin was cooling off, because so many people were pulling out of Bitcoin and then buying these low cap altcoins, and then essentially buying back into Bitcoin again. So that's what we need to remember. No matter, even though that these people were pulling money out of Bitcoin for other coins, they took their profits and they put it back into Bitcoin.
Oh, 100%.
Or they like have been on the way down. Maybe they have been on the way down.
And that's the thing, that
eventually it will find its way back.
People
to Bitcoin.
will invest in micro cap coins or small cap coins and ride those 3x, 5x, 10x pumps
because they've been in the market for a long, long time and they know exactly what's going to happen.
And then they move those profits into the larger cap coins and probably stake them,
which is more sustainable.
Right.
Yeah. So you take a bit, you risk, and that's another thing too with all the coins. If you take 100 risks, say you take 10 risks, and they're all high risk, if you lose on 7 but you hit on 3, you could still, you know, double your money, triple your money, depending on how much you're putting in on these, you know, these coins and stuff like that. So that's another reason why people that are rich can have such an easy time staying rich, because they can afford to lose a lot more money. So they invest into a ton of different things. And Joe Blow on the side of the road there that only has $1,000 to his name, but he wants to invest it. Well, he's only got one choice.
That was Buffett's strategy.
Yeah, and if the one choice he has fails, he's fucked. Yeah. But it's a shame, but you got to be smart. That's why you got to do your research and all that sort of stuff. And I guess luck has a lot to do with it too, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah, you can definitely get lucky. But the thing is, like, we all get greedy, right? So when, like, even my coin that ran to 26 cents,
of course, you're hoping for 50.
I'm hoping for 50 cents.
Yeah,
that's my ego, right? And my ego's like, I can make another few grand off this one.
26 cents today, probably 36 tomorrow, 55 by Sunday.
Right, and also the other thing I thought too is, like, I was like, okay, Bitcoin's crashing. I was like, this is a good solid metaverse token, right? It's not going to crash all the way down with Bitcoin, and then it's right back to where I bought it now. Like, what, you know, anyway, you live and learn these lessons in the crypto market. It's really pretty ruthless.
Nobody's going to time the market.
No.
But spend your time in the market. and it will reward you. You will reward yourself. Actually, it'll be fun.
Yeah. So anyway, staking. Get into staking. Learn something about staking. This is especially as we come into these bearish times, don't get scared out or don't stop watching because your bag is down a bit. This is when you should be really taking the time to learn and set yourself up for better opportunities for tomorrow. And that's going to be things like staking. So what can you do? What can you do to plan for tomorrow? You can do something every day, just whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you can devote even that 5 minutes a day to learn one thing about the crypto market each day. So whether that's staking or how to get yourself set up on another exchange. So get yourself set up on a proper trading exchange like Binance. I'm just going to recommend Binance because it's available to us here in Canada and it is the most user-friendly. The interface is the most user-friendly and it's got the most options and the highest rewards for staking. So I suggest you look at something like Binance and just maybe take a little look at staking and then get yourself set up for 2022 and your accumulation and where you can allocate some of those funds to earn yourself a little more passive income for 2022.
Definitely time to plan for this year. And we'll drop some links in the comments below, and maybe we'll put a link for Phoenix too. It's a little bit easier. It doesn't offer anywhere near as many options as Binance, but it's a very good start because if you just go right into Binance and you open it up, you're going to be like, if you've never seen anything like it before, there's literally like there's 35, 40 things to click on the first page. You're like, what is all this? Like it can be overwhelming for people that don't know, like when the people that are used to Facebook or anything like that, where it's just simply scroll. Yeah. Like it takes a little bit to start to learn.
We can leave I'll actually I want to start doing some tutorial videos. Like once we get set up a little better, once we can we all still do our own things on Monday to Friday too. So, once we get a little more developed in this channel, we'll start doing some tutorial vids and things like that too. But I can actually I'll leave a link from one that I watched. Yeah. And he's just, I feel like for myself personally, he gives the most information in a timely manner. He's pretty quick on his draw. He gets right to the point, and he does some really great tutorials to get you set up on some of these exchanges.
Which can be a lot of information in a short period of time. So just don't hesitate to watch it a couple times.
Yeah, yeah, and that's I mean, the tutorials were how I learned to use these exchanges for sure.
While you're watching it, pause, do a couple steps, watch it, pause a couple, do steps, blah blah blah. Yeah, rinse, repeat.
So yeah, staking. Learn something new about crypto every day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Do something. Catch up on the markets. Whether you have found somebody that you like watching on YouTube. It's probably not us because there's only 9 of you guys out there. But just
window to the world.
Learn something new about crypto every day. We will try to keep you updated every day. I'm going to try and get more on my price updates every day. I know people want to hear predictions, so I think I'll drop my hang up on that because I've been fairly close. So I'll try to keep you more updated on price and where we're going.
People don't care if you're right or wrong. They just want to know what you're thinking.
They just want to know what you're thinking. Yeah. So we have changed ranges, so I'll get on the updates more. We did trade that range between $45,000 and $50,000 forever there.
A month.
And so I wasn't doing updates on the same thing over and over again. So we're in a different range now. So we'll keep you updated on price action and what's going on.
Cool. Bigs and Bogs out.
Bigs and Bogs out, I think. It's a good one.
Peace.
Bigs and Bogs.